Hello, guys. Let's do this. Kamara, we are not friends. I need you to know that.
She doesn't mean that, Kamara.
I do. We not friends.
She doesn't mean that. She loves you.
No, I do not.
We all love you. She loves you.
There's... What is popping up on my screen?
We all love you.
No, we do not. Oh my God. Okay, let's see.
Okay.
Hey guys, welcome to the Odi Podcast. I'm Max.
I'm waving.
And we're here tonight with you guys to talk about, I guess, the hottest news, like what's going on, like the two topics I have that I want to discuss tonight. Again, even though I discussed it the last time. New one, Torey ladies, and then second is the Cassie case still.
You just want to talk about all the cases?
I do. I want to talk about the crazy shit.
Okay.
Is that even how you spell Cassie name?
I don't know.
You know, that's funny. I don't know how to spell her name. I think it's with a Y. Oh no, I did get it right. It's with a SSIE.
I guess so.
See? Oh my God. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Oh, okay.
Gonna mute that so that doesn't happen again. But where did everything just go? Shit. Alrighty, guys. Okay, drop anybody in the chat. Because anybody did.
Yeah.
Just us.
Mhm.
Okay. All right.
Man, you gotta give him up his time so we can proceed.
I don't mind giving people time, but what I will not do is I give people time while I just sit in silence. You know?
I just said we could proceed. That's what we're watching now. Goddamn. So,
Proactive.
no, you could be proactive without. You didn't have to say that, and I didn't even say don't do nothing. I just said we could proceed.
Well, I didn't say anything about you seeing what you didn't see. I just said I don't mind giving
But I
people
didn't
time.
say what
I
you
just
said
don't
and
want
what
to
you
talk
didn't
about
say
it.
either. I just said what you said.
Okay, so for instance, instead of talking about two topics, we could just
Okay,
talk, not sit in silence.
And we were just talking about what
God
we said
dang.
and what we said and what we used to say.
I didn't say nothing about no we used to say.
You said
But
what you said on the used to say it.
Anywho.
See, he said she needs to chill. Thank you.
Bro, you can podcast with them, but y'all can watch.
We are podcasting with them.
No, I mean like you and that person can look
How
at
you-
this. You look at the screen, and they would look at their
I'm
screen.
podcasting with them right
and
now.
then
What up, bro? What's happening?
You know, you guys
Thank you for
can
joining
like
the
totally,
podcast.
you know, chill and
Thank you
enjoy
for-
life.
Thank you for joining the pod, man. You know, this is the OD podcast. We always here to provide positive podcasts with several different fun points and opinions and stuff like that. And I always, you know what I'm saying, I always check her on her bullshit, bro. You don't gotta worry about that, man. I'm coming, bro.
Man, the only check I need is like a blue check, like the fuck. But Avery's will, you funny. Thanks for making me laugh. Netflix and chill. Yeah. Not on camera. But you know,
your girlfriend, is that GF? Or Goldfish? Oh, gotcha.
Your goldfish. I feel so important. Because you know you have to feed fishes.
So I gotta feed my dogs.
And they're alive. I don't know how. So therefore, I think as a fish, I should be
I don't
fine.
know. Fish are weird. Like I ain't got no time trying to.
I know, just drop some food in there and let it should be.
And then sometimes that don't even work. They still there.
Well, at least I'll go to heaven. All goldfish
At
go to
least
heaven.
goldfish do. Some other fish are easier to manage and maintain.
Hmm. I don't know. I'm scarred from goldfish. I'm scarred from fishes, period. So I'm not getting no fish.
Mm.
But yeah, guys, we usually do a podcast. We used to do it every day, and then we stopped doing it every day. And then we're gonna like make a schedule where we're gonna, do it on certain days. But um, we're just gonna start doing it every day again. And if we're not here, we're just not here because life gets at us. But we're gonna try to get into the routine of at least just being here with you guys for 1 hour and talk good shit. If we have good shit to talk about, if not, we roast each other and find shit to talk about that way. But today, what I wanted to talk about, because these are the two things that caught my attention today, was the Tory Lanez case. I don't really know how true some of the information is, but we'll discuss what we know. Deal with what we have at hand. And then I do want to talk about the Cassie case, but I don't want to talk about it from just the perspective of like what has been shared on the news per se, but I want to talk about it from the comments that I've been seeing other females give in the support or the negative support, either way, on how they feel about the situation. Because as a female, I don't believe I feel the same way as many people do, but we can talk about it when that time comes.
About what
So,
situation?
the Cassie situation. You want me to
Oh.
talk about the whole situation? Or are you unaware of what's happening with Cassie?
No, I heard you.
Okay,
Just asking.
just curious. Okay, so I guess if we start off with the Tory Lanez, he was stabbed in prison, and then when he got stabbed, all of a sudden the bodyguard comes out and say, "No, it was the friend. What's the friend name?
Kelsey.
It was Kelsey who shot her, right?" Then all of a sudden, I kept seeing like,
Actually, the bodyguard had said that before. It's just that they're coming out with this evidence now because he was stabbed. But they already had the evidence.
So you seen this? You seen that they say they already had the evidence
Yeah,
about it?
he had already said that they had already had him saying that before Torey got stabbed, and then the lawyers and them just came
Like
out.
before, like when the trial was going on?
No, but they had it like before, but they were waiting to present it to like.
What were they waiting for? Him to get stabbed?
They didn't know he was gonna get stabbed, but now
So then why would you wait? Like, I'm just trying to figure out. Help me understand this shit. If you have money, right?
Because it's like this. They already appealed that bitch a couple times already, so now they gotta wait until like their next chance to appeal that motherfucker again. With new
You
evidence.
almost make this shit sound like it's some condition. If you have evidence, evidence is evidence. Like you can't like I'm gonna look this shit up to see if you have to wait a certain amount of days for an appeal.
They was
But
waiting.
what I do know is like you make it almost sound like a conditional green card. Like you needed to wait 2 years before.
That's what I heard, bro. I heard that they were waiting.
Let me look this shit up now because I'm curious.
They had the evidence before he got stabbed.
Having the evidence before you get stabbed and your lawyer doing nothing about it, and you having money to be able to even afford a lawyer, another court appointed lawyer, is a whole different story. So I don't know. So do you have to wait a certain amount of days to file an appeal if an appeal was denied? You don't usually have to wait to file an appeal that it is denied. You do have a limited time in order to file an appeal. So it comes to say that I had read Megan Thee Stallion had put out something on like her IG or something, or her lawyer had responded and stated until they, actually put out an appeal, like put the evidence out there, like bring it to court.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was tried And we're not gonna sit here and pretend like he wasn't tried for what he was tried for, and so be it.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're doing or attempting to do this appeal, I guess, because I don't know, I didn't really see that part of it.
Mm-hmm.
What I want to talk about is the shit that I did see, because I did see a congresswoman. Dang, where did the shit go? Oh, I hate coming off of stuff and then I have to go find everything. I did see a congresswoman, like even yesterday, she was talking about he was innocent and they knew about this information, they just didn't didn't have this case done the right way. And I'm thinking, how is it supposed to be done? Like what?
Man, the record companies railroaded his ass, man. They made sure that he was put under jail. But here the thing though, like his DNA was not found on the gun. Somebody else's DNA was on the gun, but the Kelsey girl had already signed for immunity. So they didn't check for her DNA on the gun. Because even if her DNA was on the gun, they gave her immunity because she quote unquote was gonna talk.
That's great for her. Thank God she
You know?
signed that shit. So Congresswoman Anna Luna says that newly surfaced body cam footage and medical records show Megan Thee Stallion initially claimed she had stepped on glass.
Mm-hmm.
So it's stating that she claimed she stepped on glass, and the ER records show no bullet fragments on X-ray. Bullet fragments allegedly removed are now missing, and evidence handling was a disaster. And Torey was sentenced to 10 years despite having no prior record, largely due to a firearm enhancement law now under scrutiny for racial bias. Black defendants face a 92% higher rate of this enhancement. That's not justice, that's discrimination. And I do agree with it, but the law is still the law. You had a gun, it wasn't supposed to have one because you're not a US citizen. Shit, you're in trouble.
No, it's because he was in California.
Yeah, but I think as a non-US citizen, you cannot hold a firearm. He's a
No, he can
Canadian.
still have fun.
I have to look this up. I can't look it up. You look it up because I don't want to get off my page. So the forensic evidence in the Torey case was deeply flawed. So it was a 0.01% chance his DNA was on the firearm. It was a 0% chance on the magazine. There were no fingerprints. DNA from 4 individuals were found. Torey wasn't a primary contributor, and key gunshot residue tests never performed on others. This raised serious doubts, meaning they did the test on him for gunshot residue, gunpowder, but didn't do it on anybody
They
else.
said you can get one as long as you're a permanent resident.
He's a Canadian. He's not a permanent resident. He probably is now.
Permanent resident is like a green card holder, right?
He wasn't one.
He don't got a green card.
Not now. He's like, he had married somebody to kind of like go through that process.
He don't got to get married. Nobody.
He married somebody when he went to jail. I'm just telling you what I know. I'm not telling
that
you
don't mean he
I'm
did
not
that
him.
for his green card, nigga.
But if I marry you whilst you going to jail, hell yeah, that was for some green card shit. Because I'm being real, as a female, I'm not holding you down like that, bro. Peace.
Oh my goodness, it sounds so good.
Don't go to jail. Ugh. If I went to jail for 10 years, you're gonna hold me down too?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna walk your meat for 10 years. You're gonna be up here enjoying nothing but talking on the phone with me for 10 years. We talk about how we're gonna see each other in 10 years. I think that's crazy. All I know is he, at the time all this shit happened, he was not a US citizen. And he, as far as I know, he wasn't supposed to have a firearm. No, it was a firearm registered. I can't see. But nonetheless, and I think it's also something for people to really remember. Even if you could hold a firearm, when you start putting liquor into a situation and you the owner of the firearm, you kind of responsible for the shit that go down with the firearm.
Mm-hmm.
If you the owner of the firearm, like you decided you needed a gun,
if somebody pick up your gun and shoot it, they don't want to shot that motherfucker.
I mean, To a certain extent, yes, but if you leave it available for somebody to get it, you're in the same area with them. Like there's so much things you can't
They
be.
is the one who shot that motherfucker.
Did we just watch a movie yesterday about this dumb shit?
What?
When the girl got hold of the gun and then she was taking control of the whole situation.
Yeah, what about it?
And then he was like, "Yo, you made me do this," and I was like, "No, you did this. You shot the girl, even though he got thrown with hot coffee in his face." Like to a certain extent, once you have the gun, it's your fault.
No, it's not. Under the eyes of the law, you shot that motherfucker. I ain't shoot that motherfucker.
Hey, you know what? We will never know.
Yes, we will.
never
We
know.
could go. We could look that up.
I don't know, but yeah. So this is happening with his case, and they're calling to have him released in 10 days. Let me see. I hate coming off of the shit because it always just disappears. So now I have to go find it all over again.
I never would have made
So under California Racial Justice Act and recent, could you shut up? Recent legislation limiting the use of rap lyrics and character evidence, Torey Lane deserves a full review. His conviction was built on outdated and unconstitutional grounds.
Damn. They landed in the narcotics act?
It's war, baby. So Torey Lane's trial included prosecutorial misconduct, exclusion of mitigating factors, use of protected speech, witness contradictions. Immunity deals with unclear motives. This is not how justice is supposed to work. Key witnesses charged changed their story or contradicted themselves. One admitted in court she lied in a DE interview. Another gave a sworn statement that Harris admitted to firing the gun. This case deserves fresh eyes and full transparency. Tory Lane's conviction and sentencing raised major constitutional concerns. First Amendment, Sixth Amendment. So First Amendment is use of lyrics as evidence. Sixth Amendment right to confrontation.
They use his lyrics as evidence. What he was saying? Yeah, I'm gonna shoot that in the foot. Get it in the foot.
Well, I guess whatever. I don't know. I don't listen to his music
Bitch
that
was
much.
talking, so I shot her.
14th Amendment, equal protection under racial bias enhancement. These issues demand urgent review. So justice isn't served, and when due process is ignored, evidence is mishandled, and race plays a role in sentencing. Tory Lane deserves a fair hearing, and if justice prevails, he deserves his freedom. So they say free Tory, right? And so how you feel about this, man?
Free Tory. What you mean how I feel about it? You already know how I feel. Free my dog.
Man, I don't know.
I don't believe her for a second. For a second.
But he got 10 years, man. That's crazy. The whole life just was like squabble up one
What's
time.
crazy is I don't even think none of them really remember what happened that night. I think they were so drunk they don't even remember what happened that night.
It's really messed up. Shit.
They kind of do, but they don't.
They don't want to remember no more.
They don't remember what happened. They were fucked up.
They're like, oh no, we need to forget about this shit. Like, we can't do this. And then I'm gonna be sober. I'm gonna be sober for 30
I'm
days.
just saying, because it's always something different. They don't know. Nobody don't really know what happened.
So in a case like this, because I believe there's so many people who are in prison for dumb shit like this, not enough evidence, but they just not even just a drunk night, like not enough evidence to substantially say like they were the ones who did anything, but then they're still charged with a crime.
Yeah, because they want to charge somebody.
Then they should come up with an AI to help that. To review all the footnotes, because there's somebody who be typing everything in court.
Mm-hmm.
and review cases and see who have the potential to get out if it was retried.
Potentially, yeah, no.
Yeah, if it was retried. So you have a certain amount of time to appeal a case. But I mean, I told the law is you're innocent until proven guilty. And it almost seems as
It's
though
more like you're guilty until proven innocent.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's no more like you kind of guilty until you prove like you were somewhere else doing something else, talking to somebody else.
You got to understand, it's like we also live in this believe all women era right now. So it's like the whole court system was on some shit like, yeah, we believe her.
Well, I'm really happy that you talk about this believing woman era because we can like kind of like roll this into the Cassie situation. Cassie situation is real. I'm like not biased. No, I'm not for or against it. Let's put it that way. Now, the reason I'm talking about it again, even though I like talked a lot about it the last time, was because somebody had posted talking about, so you don't believe she was abused?
They commented our shit? What you mean? Or
No. Somebody posted the shit. Somebody we know posted the shit. And for the life of me, it took everything in me not to hop in those comments to just start like saying, so okay, so like what part? What part?
I mean, like when he was beating her up, that was abuse.
Yeah, that's abuse, okay? And he was tried for it, but it almost seems as though like once.
But she wanted it, and she wanted him. I don't want to say wanted that like getting hit, but she wanted to do the freak offs or whatever. She was into that. She also wanted him. She really wanted him. She would message him, asking him about stuff all the time. She wanted to be involved with family events, but he wouldn't really bring her around the family, stuff like that. So it's not like she didn't want to be with him. She wanted to be with him.
Yeah, and I think wanting to be with him, and then whether you're putting up to stay with what's going on, like that's a you decision. I think I'm gonna sound bad for saying it, but this is how I feel about the situation. I felt as though the moment Carisha was in the picture and she got her own show and she got so much more from a man who was less than the 10 years that Cassie spent.
Already had a hit song.
No, it's not about the song. It's
I'm just saying she already had
said the show.
I know this is a podcast, but I'm saying like
yeah, but you're putting her on. You're giving her. What did Cassie get? What we know Cassie get? You know what Cassie got?
I'm just saying though, but Carisha already had a hit song before she
So
met
I'm still asking you. What did Cassie get?
I mean, she got a lot of studio time, but none of her music popped. It's not like she didn't get a chance. She had her opportunity. She had the biggest opportunity. She could have did that shit. Just none of her music popped.
Carisha got a show.
Okay, because she wanted a show. Cassie didn't ask for a show.
Man, all I'm saying is I just honestly believe.
I don't think it's that. I don't think it's like that. I just think that certain people do certain things and other people never even think about it. Then when they see somebody else doing it, they be like, oh, why didn't I think of that? It happens all the time.
I think that Cassie seen, how Carisha's been hyped up.
What I'm saying is, it's not like Diddy ever denied Cassie of anything. Like she had a record deal. She had all the studio time she wanted.
So let me ask you a question: Why did you didn't try to put her in movies? You didn't hear that she couldn't put out a lot of her music that she made
because she was signed to his label.
My nigga, you my nigga. I can put my music out. I can put my music out. You gonna tell me I can put my music out? What?
Man, she gotta leak that.
What? I'm just asking you.
He probably thought it was embarrassing. He was like, "This is trash."
But that's not your choice. Now you just gave a whole woman a TV show who less than 10 years.
She deserved it. She had the personality for it.
Okay, so now this is why. Could you stop twisting your hair? Else I'm like I'm talking to you and I can't even talk to you because
what happened? My hands wasn't even in your face. You could see it on the thing. It wasn't even in your face.
It's not even about it being my face. It's so disrespectful. I'm trying to talk to you.
Okay.
And you're all like twisting that side. Shit.
Okay.
Just put a whole wall, like block me out.
Oh, you was talking. You were saying something.
Yes, I was talking about the fact Carisha got what she
Mm.
got, and you're saying that Cassie had opportunities, but
Mm-hmm.
her music was also withholding when she wanted to put stuff out. She couldn't put stuff out even she recorded a lot of things. And to a certain extent, I could understand how, like, a woman could be like, yo,
Jealous.
hell yeah, I'm about to get you. I'm about to get you for every single thing because I fucking hate you now. Because they asked her the question, do you hate him? And she said no, but how could you not hate somebody who all this is going on
Who
with?
would?
You were abused, you were used, you were everything ED, like
Oh.
peed on, shitted on, like everything ED you were done, like you would have passed. And how do you not like sit here and just be, mad about the shit just in your face?
Um.
Cassie was like the first wife, they always say there's a saying, the first wife
She
do the
wasn't. She
work.
wasn't the first one.
I know she wasn't the first wife, but it
She
was
wasn't even a
talking.
wife.
I know, but the saying, the first wife do all the
I don't know this
dirty
saying.
work.
That's a woman saying. I don't.
Well, I'm gonna tell you about it. The
Well,
first wife would do the dirty work, so the second
Mm.
wife would come in and like live happily ever after.
That's
And
a lie. Okay.
when I say happily ever after, I just mean like better than whatever that shit was before.
If
Like you build him so that he can be there. And yes, he was already who he was, so he didn't need to be built. But it's about the fact like I'm holding it down. And I would be mad about that shit.
She didn't hold it down. His wife, who had all his kids, who he was poor with, she held it down. Cassie was his little plaything.
Well, when you're plaything for 10 years, you held it down. When you become the main thing after being the side thing, you the main thing, you held it down.
Cassie was his little plaything. He didn't even bring her around the family with Kim Porter and all the kids. She didn't never even get to go around them.
Well, dude, no offense, but I mean, if he was cheating on me with somebody, and now we still have children together, and we still need to see the children together, like you want to spend time with the family on certain holidays, you best believe that side ass bitch will always be bitching side of the house now. She will be a hose of the side of the house.
What if he got married to her and then
No, bitch, I don't care.
Then that's not fair.
Okay, well then not fair that shit in your house whilst you don't see the kids, because now we're gonna tell the kids,
so
you coming by mommy or
they
daddy.
can't be around the family too?
Excuse me?
So if you found somebody, they can't be around the family too?
No, you see, we didn't say that.
So what you mean?
If I was supposed to start cheating on you right now, and then you leave me, and then we bring him, we all family vacationing together, if you allow that shit, that's on you. But look, that's you. That's your personal preference or choice. My ass is telling you, no side piece is ever going to be allowed to step foot into my house, bitch. Bye. Go drown in some water, bitch. Drown in a puddle. Side piece? Cassie, she started off as a side piece. She was sleeping with Diddy when Diddy was with his wife.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, you should probably search it up. So she started off when Kim Porter was still in the picture. And then Kim Porter came out of the picture. And then she was like, side piece upgraded to the main piece. And then was there for 10 years.
Do most women know that? Oh.
I'm just saying, no, you could go drown in a puddle. You can't come in my house. I wouldn't even help you if I seen you dying. I'm telling you, like, you know what? Maybe the I don't give a fuck in me is like that strong. Like, no, I'm going to take this shit to my grave. That's how I feel. The end.
I guess if she was a side piece, I was wondering why you kept saying side piece. Like, what are you talking about?
Because she started off, that's how it started off. They were still together when that shit started, as far as I know.
Okay.
And then when I look it up, I thought it was only me who taught the shit. There were other people who were talking about it too.
Talking about what?
Like how she was, like, we know, like when she started, when all this started. Now I could be so wrong about it, but I'm just saying from like what I know and what they say. So I'm sorry, I can't but nonetheless, to say all of this, I don't want to go off on my PTSD with I will not be okay with this shit. And PTSD'd out and that shit. You're not getting me to be okay with no side piece. You and your side piece could live happily ever over there. And now I'm gonna let the children choose who you coming to eat by. Your daddy or your mommy. And I'm straight up with no care in the whole wide world will not ever be like, I have to put my pride aside for the kids. Fuck that. The kids will grow and understand.
I mean, I get the side piece part. I didn't know what you were saying before. I got you.
Yeah, but nonetheless, back kind of to the case and the main reason why I brought the shit up. I just so don't like. I understand the video is very compelling, but again, I gotta ask the question. Unless she didn't have a cell phone, unless she couldn't ride around when she wanted to go, unless she couldn't speak to friends, you ever get a threat from somebody you don't like? You ever get a threat from somebody you don't know?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. It almost seems as though it's legally okay to go sue somebody for a threat just because they threaten you. They didn't do nothing. They say the words, but they didn't do no actions towards it.
I don't think you could do that.
Okay, so for instance, you could go report it to the police, right?
I mean, unless it's like a death threat, like
Yeah, like
kill
if you, yeah, but if you say I'm gonna go kill you, all you could do is go report it to the police, right? And then the police is gonna be like, well, if you die, we know he killed you. Not just being real, right? Okay, so you have all these threats coming out. You have the free will. Your legs work to go shop. Your legs work to go vacation. Your legs work when it needs to work. But at no point in time do you ever leave your situation.
No, she loved the money.
Okay, so then this is where
She got penthouses and cars and.
So this is now where I become a little bit biased, and I say it kind of sucks to be. You know how you talk about immunity for Kelsey because she signed that shit 1st. It kind of sucks to be a person who was in hand playing a part.
That's
clapping.
why some people say it was like wondering, does Cassie have immunity? Because when you listen to the trial,
She has
it kind of sounds like she should be
just as
guilty as him. Yes,
it's almost like a Epstein. Who was the girl who was working with Epstein?
I don't remember her name.
But you know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, the white bitch.
Giselle. It's basically almost the same thing. You the Giselle with the Epstein, except Epstein is Diddy at this point in time, and you over here could talk. Giselle still gotta do time.
That's something else I'm wondering about. Like with these freak offs, like who all did he get to fuck Cassie? I'm so curious.
They did put out. You didn't see they put out pictures of like 5 dudes. Some of them did not look good. I was like, dang, he's ugly. I was like, dang, his face don't look good enough. Like, did you have a sock over his face?
Probably had a huge face.
I was stopping and I was thinking that, I was like, this has to be addicting, right? But then another part of me, so a show I was watching, and you don't watch it. I don't mean to be a spoiler for all the people who watch the show, but the White Lotus, there was an old guy in the newest episode where you was watching it, where the girl had told the young guy, he just want to see you fuck me, and then he'll come in and
oh yeah,
right? Remember that? Okay, so it almost is like that type of situation. It's like when you do get money and you could do everything, like why are sexual preferences or boundaries so empty or fulfilled? Like, do you fuck till you just don't feel no more? And now, like, how do you even reach to the point where you like shit and pee? How do you like sperm rub on your chest? Like, what takes you to that level? Like, there's a different type of freak. Like, I just feel like I'm just not freaky no more. You hear this shit and you be like, yo, I am not freaky at all.
Oh, I know that.
I am as vanilla as it could get. Like, it don't get any more vanilla once you start hearing about their freak offs. You be like, yo, you thought you was ever doing something. That was a lie. You're just regular.
I could never understand finding any kind of pleasure from watching someone else enjoy all the pussy while I don't get no kind of nothing. He literally was playing with his hand while this other man is deep in his girl. I'm like, bro, either he penally challenged, he challenged in the lower man section, or he just like fucked up like mentally. But I don't know if he challenged in the lower man section because Cassie was even saying like she used in trial. She said she used to beg him to have sex, but he would rarely have sex with her. Like I'm like, damn.
What if he like guys?
That's why he probably watching them. I don't know. I think that would probably came out in trial too though by now.
What if you could like guys, but then you don't have to let anybody know you like guys.
Yeah, but I think she would have seen him do something with a guy, by she would have said something. This is her
Hmm.
chance. Put it all out there. She would have said something like, "Yeah, he would help me with the men." Like she would have said something.
Hmm. I don't know. I don't know. Like, part of me is like being a voyager is like, okay, it's fun, but I don't think you have to join because you enjoy watching.
I don't know, man. I just can't. I can't never see or get myself to think of me just enjoying watching. Like, I mean, I do, and I would enjoy it. I don't know if I would enjoy it. I would enjoy it if it was like probably his situation where like Cassie thinks that he like likes her, where don't shit like he really don't care about her like that. He's just using her for his amusement. His amusement, you know what I'm saying? Like, so like if I was watching just like some random bitch get fucked and it was like niggas just coming in just lobby that shit. I would watch that shit. I was like, damn. But I wouldn't. I wouldn't enjoy watching my partner getting fucked. Like that's not something I would enjoy. But I mean, I could understand it. I mean, I can understand. Like, I think they're like, I'm pretty sure there's rich men who pay prostitutes to get fucked in front of them, and they pay both them people to fuck in front of them, and they just watch.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I just don't. I don't see it.
Remember, we watched a show. I watched a show where he beat his meat. He got paid just to beat his meat. If that is not
So
the easiest job alive, like you got
yeah,
paid to just come here and bust a nut.
yeah,
That's some rich shit. That is some rich shit. Like, you know what? I'm not that rich yet. Like, I just think I like regular sex.
shit. Even if I was that rich, I'm not doing no crazy shit like that. I wouldn't even pay a female to come masturbate in front of me. I love to see it. I mean, obviously, it's nice.
No, you see, now this is where we're different. If I was rich, would I do that? I can't answer that question honestly. But for me saying that, I think my answer is clear.
Mm,
I don't have a problem watching. Watching is awesome.
I didn't say I had a problem with watching. I'm not paying to watch.
I'm rich. If I have money to splurge,
If I had money to splurge, I do way worse things
a
than just watch
grand,
someone. No,
I mean, the only thing I would ask is you cannot do this in under a minute. Like, that shit is a waste of my money. And not even that
you
because I don't
can't.
have
You
money.
you can't dictate that, and I'm not paying to watch that. No, I pay for it. If I'm paying for some shit, bitch, you doing more than that.
Well, when I have watched it, when we have was watching the show and it was happening, I was like, oh hell yeah, I'll pay for that shit. I was like, that shit look cool. I'll pay for that shit.
Mm.
But yeah. I just think that it's it's very crazy that even though yes, she was abused, I cannot deny that because the video was very clear. There's so many other things. Um, she wasn't
She
like
wasn't
sex
held hostage,
trafficked.
bro.
Yeah, like she wasn't, like girls who have pimps and shit. Remember, there was a case where a girl killed her pimp, and then she
Mm-hmm.
was gonna have to go to jail for the shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think they changed, and they were like they gave her less time or something.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you PTSD from something doesn't make it right that you get to not use the rest of your brain sometimes at any point in time throughout the whole situations, because there was so many, and it just wasn't like clear to me. So I just think the Cassie situation is just like very crazy because even though I'm fully supporting her as a female and her having the guts to come out and talk about this and really embarrass herself, like straight up embarrass yourself. Because this is like this shit was going on my to me to my grave, bro. I was gonna keep my
Oh
10
yeah,
million and
some of
keep
that shit.
quiet, bro.
Some of that shit. I'm like, boy, she crazy.
Yeah, bro. Like, I'm sorry. That shit was going on my grave, bro. You didn't see that shit? Oh, you didn't see that shit. You wasn't there. You like no. You're not gonna get me to verbally say, "Oh, I did that shit." That's a different type. That's a different like. Now she have PTSD. If you thought she had PTSD before, now
She
she
said
just
she was
have it.
saying it to get it off her chest. It made her feel better.
Which that's why we have diaries. Go to a priest, pay a therapist. Um, write that shit and burn that shit. Burn book. You know, like you do not need to come out and tell the world, I got peed on. I got fucked.
You feel
I
like you
got
would be able to do something bad and just keep it to yourself your
hell
whole life?
yes. For whole fucking life.
Oh my god.
My whole damn life. No shame in the game. Some things are just not supposed to be said. Some things not supposed to be said. It happened. Let that shit be. Like, let that shit. You know what? This is a good time to talk about it. Not really something to talk about, but I want to say like when I was 30 years old, because I'm definitely not 30 now, but I'm still in my early
Damn,
teens.
you old. Man.
Yeah, I know. So when I was 30 years old, one of my biggest fears, and it's no longer, and I can't really understand exactly how it turned to not be a fear anymore, but one of my biggest fears was dying. And aside from just dying, I used to think about death every single day, several times a day. Like I'll be doing something, I'll be like, oh my God, I could die that way. Like it was just insanely scary. Another thing I was always scared about was when I die, what happens? Like what will happen?
You go to crunk heaven and then you see the DJ Lil Jon and he
See?
be there going, yeah. And,
Yeah.
and we all got our Lil Jon wings. They Red Bull wings because Red Bull gives you wings. And we just partying all day, bro.
Party like a
Just
rock star.
yeah, 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 yeah,
You're so
yeah,
silly.
yeah, yeah,
That's how your
yeah,
heaven is gonna be.
yeah, in the club with my homies.
So this is what I figured out. So I figured out that after like watching a lot of self-help videos, what I figured out was I didn't need a church, I didn't need a god or whatever other type of religion God could be called at that point in time. I didn't need to really go confess to somebody in order to be forgiven for the things that I have done.
Oh my God, what did you do?
I mean, it's not really about like that, but it's just more about when you internally forgive yourself, like that is a forgiveness right there. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but for me, when I was able, nobody didn't call you. Nobody called you. Nobody called you. No, no one was like, Amara. Come on, nobody was like, Amara. Don't try to rub yourself on my foot. All right. So I learned that I can like forgive myself for certain things, give myself grace for like things that may have happened or things that I don't like or how I may have acted or certain things like that without having to go tell the world or soul about, all the shit. Like that's just me. And somewhere along that route, like I stopped fearing death or thinking about death in that sense because I think it's also because of like what I was listening to. It made me realize that my heaven or the things that you suffer like when you do die is based on your thought process. So
I'm
to
in
see,
heaven every day, baby.
well, that's what to see how you said, oh, you go to heaven and say, yeah, yeah. Okay, so when you die, you might go.
Luda! Watch out, my outfit ridiculous.
That's how your heaven might be. You might actually die, and then you'll be like, yo, it's a real fucking party.
Hell no. If what I if it's what I want, my heaven will be terrible. God would never allow that. God would never
Wait,
allow.
why am I touching you? I don't like you.
God would never allow these atrocities to happen in heaven. I don't believe that.
Why you always on my foot? Trying to come up here? We don't really have that much room. Just come on. Just come on.
No, what? Whoa. Yeah, get on her. Mm-hmm. Okay.
She really has some issues. She just look and she's so sad. You know, it's the face. It's the face she give like so sad.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Would you boogie? Would you
Oh.
boogie?
Yeah.
Okay, you gotta go. We don't got no room, girl. We don't got no room. We don't got no room, girl.
She said, "I'm gonna make some room today."
Yes, but yeah, all I know is you don't have to get it off your chest in that sense.
Get it off your chest.
In the middle of court for you can tell your mama.
Man,
Her mama's still alive. Her mama know this happening too.
Get something off my chest. No, I'm an empty black void, a black hole of emptiness. Nothing needs to get off my chest.
Well, that's good for you. You know, I just know once I internally forgive myself, I feel as though like I'm fine.
Caitlin Clark and them came all the way back and lost by 1 point.
What? Who did they lose to?
Man, do it matter, bro? I'm not sure.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, don't.
Did she lose to her rival?
No, they played on Saturday. Who's her rival?
I was just making sure.
Who's her rival?
I forgot her name. Angel Reese.
No, she played Angel Reese. It's not really her rival though. Like
that's what I call her rival.
She clearly better, bro. Like she balls so much harder, bro. Like so just I don't even see that as a rival no more, bro.
Wait, who? Caitlin Clark?
Yeah, bro.
She do. She's so fast. Yeah, this dog is just like ridiculous. She's still in my arm. She hasn't really moved. She's just gonna stay. Like my arm is heavy.
See how long she can stay there.
She barely got room.
Okay.
I know. She'll stay there as long as you let her stay there. But yeah, I just think the Diddy situation is
the diddler
is just crazy. I'm excited to see.
Mess with the diddler.
I'm excited to see what is the end result of this because I just think what they're wanting to charge him for.
So if a nigga like if I was super rich, right? Like $100 million, like just balling, right? And you started to date me, and I was just like, I don't want to have sex with you, like all the time like that. I think we should get men when we travel and go places, and you know, you can have your sexual.
I can choose who I want.
Yeah.
Okay, so now this is what I would say.
Sexual pleasure with them as we, you know.
I think there's a season. There's a season for everything, and you know, it'll be fun for a little while until it's just not fun anymore. When it's like, bro, I don't want to like fuck this random shit. I don't know this person.
So you telling me that a lot of women would probably do that shit, but a lot of women will also get tired of it. So why y'all gonna do it if you just know you're gonna get tired of it?
I mean, you also drink water, right? And then you're like, I need some juice or some soda. Okay. You also like eat sandwiches, and you'd be like, oh, I want some.
Do you feel that way about monogamous relationships? After a while, you'd be like, oh, I've been drinking Kool-Aid. How about I get some Coca-Cola?
No, I feel as though I've been eating Captain Crunch for like forever. But I mean, like.
So why would you feel like that when even
You
when
just gave me
and
you just
hold on, I'm not done. So why would you feel like that when you in a non-monogamous when actually you are getting Dr. Pepper and Sprite and Coca-Cola, and then you might
because
get some pineapple juice on another day.
you ever
You might
heard
get some guava juice.
you ever heard somebody say you want what you can't have?
Hmm.
Okay, well that's just it. Like, there's seasons sometimes for everything. Her season just ended up lasting 10 years. My shit wasn't gonna last that long. But you know what? At some point in time I can't even say that because a season for 10 years, like it did last that long, Like
Ooh.
10 years of like just just like you have a season where you do shit and then shit can change. And I think that's what like some people need to remember. Like shit can change at any point in time, whether you are male or female. Like your desires and what you want can change. And you can have what you can have. And even if you got what you wanted, after you got what you wanted, some shit will change. Whether change a little bit, a big like shit can change. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's no like time frame and it has to be like this way or that way, or it has to be like perfect for this person or that person. If this person at that point in time is working for them, that is working. But the moment it don't work, it just don't work. They don't want it no more.
Hmm.
Yeah. Especially when it's something
I be wondering what if men have these changes sometimes,
like
though.
what type of change? You need to see what type of
No,
change.
I
Don't talk
just
about sex, just sex change. And then now you want to talk about what if men have this type of what change? Give an example. Make it realistic.
I thought that's what type of change we was talking about.
Or if you're only gonna talk about sex, then you're just saying if
Wasn't we talking about did the diddler
I
and you?
hold on, I understand, but we already understood this. Like he already talked about they wanted other things, they sleeping with other people,
Who?
they
What?
swaying, they like you already know she knew that the Chinese girl was there before, right? Who he had the
Yeah.
baby with. Okay, so then it comes to all these things where you talking to me about something that we already established because we both know this fact about Diddy and about her that they were both seeing other people.
Okay.
All right, so now this is why I ask you when you say, well, what if men have wanted these changes? What change? Because we already established we know that they swinging. What?
What is because we established we know they swinging have to do with what I'm saying though.
I don't understand what change you're talking about. We talking about that.
I just was saying if men decided to have a significant change in a relationship the same way women do, they be like, oh, 10 years, I don't like that no more. I don't think men could just easily
Are
be
you just
like,
talking? And this is why I say you're just talking about sex. I can make it realistic. What are you talking about when you say just
it could be
change?
anything. What were you talking about?
We were specifically speaking about sex, but I also believe people change. Like shit don't always stay the
Okay, and I'm
same.
saying the same way you were saying it.
Okay, and I'm asking like when you say you making it seem like men.
I'm not making it seem like nothing. That's why when you asked me the question, I asked you the same question. Well, what was you talking about?
Okay, so when you say, well, what if men, men change? What type of change you talking about? Because
That's
not
why
change.
what change was you talking about? Because you were saying woman can change after 10 years. Okay, what kind of change? What change was you talking about?
It doesn't matter what it is. I just think like at the end of the day, people change.
So why it matter what it is what I'm saying?
Because when it was kind of like already established, we were talking about sex and we were talking about people desires, people, wanting different things. You come in, well, what if men was supposed to change like
Because
this
these
too?
changes be coming most of the times be coming from women. So I'm just like, what if men was like, oh, I don't like this no more after 10 years. I don't think it will be as welcomed. It won't be welcomed.
I kind of just disagree with you. And, maybe this is just my perspective. I'm listening to so many podcasts with not me and my mental thought process, but other people talking about it. And I was actually listening to a podcast today, funny about that. Um, and the guy spoke about, when he first started dating, he was dating for fun, and the person needed to be like fun and into partying and just like other things that he was into. And as he got older, his desires changed because he realized, like, yo,
But did it change with the same woman after 10
no, it did
years?
not.
Okay, so then what are you talking about?
It's just about the fact like it changed. Like he didn't want to have somebody who was always into partying
Yeah, but
anymore
that's him
because
seeking different people.
that's not him seeking different people. Your values as you grow change.
No, I'm talking about you being with someone for 10 years and then all of a sudden just being like, oh, I don't like that no more.
Well, you see, it's when you're just a partner.
Mm-hmm.
But if you change and you wanted to go to the moon, that's your personal opinion. I can't stop you from going to the moon because we're not married.
Mm-hmm.
When you marry somebody and you decide to grow with them in that aspect, that is a different type of like life, decisions. And that's why they always tell people who dating now, at least the young people who dating, um, when you're dating, you need to make sure that you start asking some questions before you just find out 4 months down the line, oh, this bitch and I will never work out because we don't got the same values. Most people who go on vacations, like couples who go on vacations, actually split after their first vacation
Mm-hmm.
because they don't realize that they have different values because it's some things they never talked about. Some things they just didn't know that they're like, yo, I don't like this person doing this, or I don't like this person doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one thing to communicate what you don't like and then to compromise. And you
Mm-hmm.
know how, like, for us, we're just very different. So certain things, like, it kind of like mellow each other out in certain areas just because we're so different. Some people it's not like that. Some people they don't need no mellow or nothing. Something is about we just don't click. Our values don't align for us to even look past or understand or respect your values enough to respect you as a person. I don't know if that makes sense to you. Like
Uh,
let's just say we were just dating and we were like 2 years dating, we're not married. And let's just say you respected honesty and personal space. And I just didn't care. And you might ask me something and I'll tell white lies. After a certain extent, it's not you going to acknowledge this is how this person is and therefore I'm going to adapt to this change. It's more about my value on your value on you not lying is something that you highly value, and even though you could be honest with a person and don't mind what they have to say and let them speak
I
openly.
understand. I hear you. I was just saying that it's not going to be heard the same way. Like, for example, a female could do something as trivial as I don't know, mop the floor for 10 years, and then all of a sudden she's like, I don't like that. I got to mop the floor. You mop the floor, and I was just wondering, like, what if a man one day like had to do a task, had to do something, and all of a sudden was like, you know what? Can you take the trash out on Mondays? It's just like that shit wouldn't be heard the same way as it is,
So, I love this example. So this is a very good one because you're basically talking about me.
I ain't talking
Um,
about you.
I mean, you are. Because I would say, like, for a lot of years, I have done something a particular way, and I just realized that there was no change going to come. Like, there was no, like, oh, you're going to realize that certain things need to get done. And then it was like, okay, well, if this is how you want to live, you're going to live like that. I am not going to try to change you from how you want to live. So if you want to live like this, I would let you live like that. But I don't want to live a certain way, so I'm going to do certain things to ensure that I am fine because I want to live a certain way. So for instance, let's just say you didn't care about cleanliness, but I did. I would leave your shit and your side a mess because you don't care about cleanliness. But when I clean and you see my clean side, you can't be mad because you don't care. You don't care. And it's not so much about or just changing what you do and not switching it up. People, and this is for men and for women, people get fed up. You cannot take advantage of a person and expect them to do whatever that situation is and take advantage whatever the take advantage is, and expect that person to always just like be the same, do the same. You cannot take advantage of a person and expect them to be the same person after you take advantage of a person. So yeah, like if you want to change, there's nothing wrong for that change. But at the end of the day, like, yeah, man, life is hard. Cleaning is hard. When you doing a lot, sometimes you need a break, and some people don't get breaks.
It don't even got to be cleaning. I'm just saying.
I just gave an example, but I say nonetheless, like change is inevitable. People change. Like, it's not to say like you're gonna change you fully. You may just change how you operate. It may
Mm-hmm.
change how you respond to certain things. For instance, younger people may be more agitated or aggressive or um not not they don't respond the way that they're supposed to because of like what's going on. And that doesn't mean that they can't grow and understand, or you can do things better, or this is a better way of life. uh it's okay to change. There's nothing wrong with change from the man perspective and from the female perspective. I do not think there's anything wrong with that.
I didn't say there's anything wrong with change. It just wouldn't be heard or met the same way.
Well, this is why I'm just gonna say maybe there will be some females who feel that way, but I am okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm okay with change. I don't have a problem with change. It's just don't it can't be a drastic change as in
What you mean?
I, I don't know. I guess I actually no, I do know. I do know what I'm trying to say, but just not trying to say it. I'm okay with change, right? But you're not gonna like try to change um yeah, you're not gonna try to like I don't know. I'm not gonna say what I wanna say. So nonetheless, yeah, I'm okay with change. I just have my limits. So I know my limits and I know where I have to be like, this is not okay with me.
Okay. I would disagree, but that's okay.
That I don't know where my limits are and I wouldn't set my own boundaries for myself.
No, that you would be okay with it.
Well, I think
Or
you're just not hearing what I said. So let me repeat myself one more time. I am okay with change, but I know my boundaries. So if I am not okay with it, I am willing to speak up and say I'm not okay with something. That is me. And that does not mean I'm not okay with change. That means that when I don't like the change that's coming in my life, I don't sit there and then get done whatever's going to be done to me. I say, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be a part of this. I don't want to contribute to that. And that's okay. Because that's me acknowledging where my boundary lies, what I'm okay with or what I'm
what
not
you
okay with.
contributing to? I don't get that part.
Whatever the situation is, like if I'm not okay with it, you're not giving a specific thing, so I'm telling you I know where my cutoff line and what I as a person and me as Ariel individual, what I'm okay and not okay with. So
Okay.
when my limit for change is just like, oh no, I can't do this, I speak up. I don't sit around and be like, well, I'm gonna stay here because this fuck that. I've done that before. I know what that life is. I don't like that shit. I know what that life is. So, I my curtain pull on that shit. That shit actually no, my curtain ripped down.
Okay.
The
So
veil is
so
like thin.
I don't get it. So you could change, but you can't change.
No, I can change. It's just because so for instance, you're not talking about me changing. You're talking about let's just say you having a change, you making a
Mm-hmm.
change in your life, and me being accepting of the change. No. That's
Mm-hmm.
different. You want to change, I let you change.
Mm-hmm.
Am I accepting of changes? Yes, I am to a certain extent. Do I sit here and be non accepting of the non accepting things that I'm non accepting of? No. I speak up and say, hello, excuse me. I think I like to get off this train. I don't think this is for me. Um, I advocate for myself. You know, I'm okay with that. I know how to speak up. I know how to make
Mm-hmm.
sentences. I graduated from preschool, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm no longer blah, blah, blah. I am ABC in that shit.
Okay.
And I think it's the same way for men too.
No, it's not.
Okay, so then this is where we're just gonna have to agree to disagree because you just think that men can't change and men have to stay the same way, and I don't
What
agree
you
with
mean?
you.
I didn't say that. I just was saying that no, it's not. I'm just saying when our women change, we just be like, oh, this is what it is. We don't. There's no. Even if you do say something, so what? She's already changed. Like so, it don't mean shit. But you was,
Okay, well that's on to you. That's like really that's how you view it, and I can't change your mind on how you view stuff. I just don't view it like that. And I mean, I listen to again a lot of podcasts with a lot of different people who I do not sway opinions by or don't have the ability to have a conversation with what they're saying. But and this is it. Like most of the stuff I listen to is actually not even females; it's males. And not even talking because I don't even get to talk to them because I'm listening to it. These guys, they make changes just as much as some of the girls that they are with, because just people change over time. And you know they may not like it, but they will express. They've also said they express when they don't like something too. So it's a point in time where people just need to learn to speak up and express their desires or their wishes to make something either better if the situation is not good, or if they don't want to be in it. Like some people leave their relationships that they're in, like they leave who they're dating because they just like, I don't think I'm compatible for that person.
Men don't do that. Okay.
All right, so this is where you say how you feel, and I just told you about me listening to a podcast.
Okay, a man may have done that, but men don't do that.
Okay, so now this is
There's
where I
more
say
of
there
a
would
there's
this.
more of a duty to marriage than it's just I'm just going to leave because I don't feel like we're compatible. I'm not going to leave my marriage for that. Women do it all the
Wait.
time, but men don't do that.
Okay, so that's how you feel,
hmm
and I can't change your mind on how you feel about it. So we are going to have to agree to disagree because I don't agree with you, and my sentence is still going to stand, and that is because I have listened to so many things, and
Okay.
then yeah, and that's how I feel about it.
Okay, congratulations for all the things you listened to, but no, men ain't doing that.
Okay, that's how you feel. You don't want that? Mhm.
Okay,
Take
let's
over.
see what's popping. Who we got watching right now? Come on, man. Let's get the chat lit. Where y'all at? Yeah, but no, I don't think that men who get married and live by morals and values just leave because they feel like they're not compatible with the person that they already decided they're supposed to spend their life with. Men don't initiate divorces. Men don't leave in most relationships. Women do. Those are all proven statistics. I don't. Men do not leave for that reason. That's not what we.
Okay, and I'm really happy that you like statistics. Great. I don't know what to tell you. What you're telling me does not change my mind state on it. What you already know that I'm not like a statistic.
What does that mean?
I'm not one of like I don't usually fall into statistic what a statistic do.
What is that supposed to mean?
Exactly what I'm saying. I don't act like what a statistic is.
Is that supposed to be like everybody else? I don't get what that means.
Yeah, a statistic. The person who took the test, the statistic.
I still don't get it. So that means that everybody else is supposed to not be a statistic too? Like, I don't get it.
No, just because.
So if everybody else is in a statistic and you're not, what does the fuck does that have to do with everyone else?
I can't my brain can't work like the everybody else brain because I'm not everybody else.
Well, then
I
there's
don't
no
act
point
like
on
that.
having conversations with you about anyone else except for you.
Well, you see, the thing about this, you're not having a conversation with me about everything else but me. You are having a conversation with me where you're trying to convince me that this is what it is.
I'm not trying to convince you. I'm telling you facts.
No, you're telling me what you believe,
No,
and this is
these
where
are facts.
this is where I just like I'm gonna disagree with you, because if you wanted to talk about statistics, our generation, our youngest generation, is actually the highest generation for divorce, the highest generation to leave a relationship, the highest, men and women. They'll just leave because you talk funny.
Men do not do that. They don't.
Okay, but we had a conversation with somebody and we stood outside for about 2.5 hours, and they was like, you should be able to control your woman.
What does that mean?
And then if they don't like it, they even said it. If you don't like it, then you should just leave. They literally said those words.
Even that motherfucker, if he started dating somebody to this day, would not just leave.
Well, look, what I want to do is let you know that I'm not trying, again, to convince you. I'm just giving you the same way you're talking about the statistic, the proof.
That's not a statistic.
I was giving you solid proof where there is somebody.
I clearly said earlier, I said, okay, there is a man who did that, but men as a whole, the group of the male population, a real man who is deciding to marry someone does not do that. You do not get married to someone, be with them 10 plus years, and then decide we're not compatible. Where the fuck did you get this equation to figure this out at, sir?
Well, look, first off, if you want to have your whole scenario, then maybe you need to put the whole scenario on the table and say, oh, we're going to take 10 years from now on and say we're not compatible. Because that's different. Because as I just stated, these are people who are dating, and 4 months down the line, 5 months down the line, not married.
No, that is not true. You okay?
I can literally.
Okay,
I
I'm
can
gonna
play
let
the
that one go.
podcast.
Okay,
I can play it.
I promise to you, you will not hear what you think you're going to hear.
You see, that's the thing. Why is it always about what I have to hear? I heard you. I just don't agree with you. So this is why I already told you.
No,
we
I'm
have
talking
to
about
agree
when
to disagree.
what
I don't
you said,
agree.
but there's no point in talking about it. You're kind of like on the spectrum, bro. I'm not gonna argue with you on that, bro. Just let it go.
I know there is nothing to argue about. I hear your point. I don't care about the statistics. I just don't agree with it because of what I listen to. Some of those people are not giving
I don't agree with it because what I read, what I listen to, what I know. It's just whatever. Okay.
Okay, and that's fine.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
All right.
Oh, we're 5 more minutes and then we're out of here because we've definitely done that hour that I was trying to do, which is the most important thing right now. You know, I try to do it every single day, 1 hour a day, and then it'll be so fun. Okay. Yeah. I don't have anything else to talk about.
Okay. Let's see. Playoffs going on right now. Mama texting me. I ain't trying to text her back.
She's just showing you love.
No, she's not. Close game, halftime. Okay. Let's see. My phone is so gay, bro. Motherfucking is so gay. Oh, Dave Portnoy from Barstool's his shit talk about some it took him 10 years to make 1 million and then it took him 7 days to make 5 more.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna be just like that. Because no money don't make no money. Scared money don't make no money. When you got money, you can make some money.
It's not scared money, but it's definitely about, he said, yeah, once that first lump sum came in, it was so easy to make money because
you could take money and make more money.
Yeah.
But when all you get is your rent money, who used to be out here playing with your rent money?
Took 10 years to make 1, took 7 days to make 5.
Yeah, I agree with that. And you know, it's not also about the money part. It's about getting the recipe down. 10 years for you to understand like how to make that full circle actually get to the finish line of maybe starting something, doing something, like whatever that ing is. And then like once you pass that, once you have the recipe, you can make it again. But when you don't got a recipe and you're making some shitty food, like the food just gonna be shitty till you get the recipe right.
Mm.
I'm just saying. I'll give you a very solid example. Remember when I was learning to print these t-shirts? I think I spent, I know I spent 6 hours fucking that shit up. 6 hours fucking feeling. But the
I
moment
mean,
I got it, I got it.
I hear you. I just don't.
You don't agree?
I think a lot of people could have a recipe. They could be dope as shit at what they do, and just some people just get lucky, man. Like you could already have the recipe, and then one day you get on and you like, bro, I've been doing the same shit for 5 years. It's just that now everybody like what I'm doing or what I've been. It's just I think some people have been had the recipe. It don't always
It's not
just
even
be
about just
because
having the recipe. You can have a bus ticket, but if the bus in pass by, you're not gonna get on the bus because the bus didn't get there yet. And then you can get to the bus, but let's just say you was in the country, and now you could go to a major place where there's a bunch of buses or a bunch of trains. Now you're at a major port, like you no longer at that step that you at. I just think it always is gonna take longer, and he's not the first person to say it. I've heard so many people say that once they got their first, they was able to get their second, and for him it was a lot faster. Some people say 6 months, some people say 3 months later I was able to do it again, but they're able to do it again. That's why I think there was even
shit, some people can't do it again. Did you see with the Mexican boat crash that there was people up on that thing that I sent you?
yeah,
But that shit was crazy as shit, bro.
2 of them died and a bunch of them injured.
I'm like,
You
bro.
know he fired
I'm like, who the fuck was driving that shit? What
the
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 fuck?
guy who was fired.
Oh,
He is fired today.
that's
He
crazy.
woke up a free man. I wonder if they let him go in the US or in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Because he is free. I tell you that much.
That's crazy.
Like forever, he will be down in history. Thank God I didn't even put his name nowhere else. I don't know his name right now off the top of my head.
Who?
Whoever was driving that boat.
Why would you know his name, man?
Because the moment I will forever know that man's name. Because I'll be like, oh, that's the dumbass from Mexico who didn't even know the height of his boat when he passed under the bridge. And I didn't even know his name, like boom, at the top of my head. Because he's a dumbass in my head. Will forever be remembered as a dumbass. Like, it don't get no dumber than that. You're like, I think this is tall enough. No, bro, you check. You check. You can't go places, never been there, and then be like, yo, I'm good.
Man, that's how you know this is celebrity shit. That wasn't Chris Brown manager bringing him KFC. Oh, that's the case we can talk about. Bringing him KFC and some clothes while being held in custody. Now, you know good and well if that nigga wasn't no celebrity, they wouldn't let you get no food and no clothes, none of that.
Well, here in England, I don't know how the laws work.
You right. You right.
But I guess my question to that, did they wait until he was in England to let him know, like, yo, you got a warrant for like 2 years before?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? That means he need
I
to
don't know.
fire. He need to
I
fire
don't know.
somebody on his
Maybe no.
team.
I think he had court, and then they told him he can't leave.
He's in jail,
Yeah.
so that's not court.
No,
Court.
he had court, and then while at court, they told him he can't leave. They told him that he can't leave like their custody. He thought he was just going to court, and then it was like, they was the British government or whatever was like, you're a flight risk to leave the country, so we're not letting you leave.
But I was never going to England ever in my lifetime. That's the end. These English people gonna feel this shit. There'll be no Chris Brown here. I'm in Chris Brown's party.
I know it's people in Britain like, let Chris Brown go, bruv. Why are you trying to lock some minds up here? Lock the minds up
I wonder if he
here.
received mail in jail yet. Fan mail, you know. We love you, Chris Brown. We're
I'm
praying
sure
for
he
you.
did. Okay, we could go ahead and wrap it up.
Yeah, that's all we have for you guys. All right, it was awesome, chatting with y'all, even though the chat was like completely dead. But we have to start somewhere. So this is our start. You guys are gonna see us
They'll
here
come back. When we
tomorrow.
first started doing it, it wasn't there either. But we just kept doing it, and then eventually it built up.
Yeah, maybe we'll find more people who want to watch us tomorrow.
I think we just gotta put more notifications, bro. We gotta put like, hey, we're gonna be live today, because you know, like you can put. I'll talk to you about that after party. Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
We just gotta be more attentive. I'll do it short. Matter of fact,
Well,
I'll
look,
do it short
what
tonight.
about this? I decided we were supposed to do it today, and I made it happen.
Yeah,
You
whatever.
know, when you
Okay.
take it, it take as much effort. Like it's a
Mm-hmm.
lot. So my aim is to just do it consistently, and then
Mm-hmm.
once it's getting done, like I'll change and flip shit. But we can't even do the days that we discuss about doing. So until we have consistent days, and like we know like this is just happening. Yeah, no.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But that's just my thing
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so far. I'm so excited for our game.
We
All
ain't even
right.
got tickets yet. You don't even know we got them going. Bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna go buy those passes.
Hell no, bro. I only want to go to one game.
I'm not buying no
Monday
seats.
night, Patrick Mahomes.
Hell
Ooh,
yeah, that'll be a
front
good ass game.
row,
No, I'm not
bro.
paying. You paying for that shit?
Bro, front row.
Yeah, you pay for that shit. I will be right there. I promise you, I
Front
will show up, gear and
row,
all.
nigga. We're gonna be in
And you know I'm a
seats.
Patrick Mahomes fan too.
We're gonna be in, bro. You
Oh
not
my
see. You can't even go
god.
with me. I'm going with my mama. I ain't going with you, nigga.
Oh my goodness, it'll be such a good
Me and
game.
my mama gonna play on this shit.
I don't know how it will act.
Nah, you can't
It'll
go
be
with
so
me.
good. I'll be like,
I'm
yep.
dead serious. I don't want to go with you now. I'm gonna go with Jason. Oh yeah, that's where I go with me and Jake. Bro.
Oh well, if y'all going to that game, you know I'm there.
No, we're not
On
going
a
with you.
Monday night, oh, I'm
We're
there.
not going with you. No, somebody else to go with.
It don't matter. I'd still root for him at home.
Okay,
It doesn't matter.
good.
You could have choose any other game and decided you want to go to the one with the
Yeah,
quarterback
I
I
want to
like.
go to the one with the one we gonna whoop their ass. That's the one I want to go to.
Oh boy, if we whoop their ass, I'll be so proud of the Jaguars, boy, because we've been getting our face pushed in dirt with them, bro.
Mm.
I think, you know what, I have PTSD. I have PTSD from that shit when we lost with his leg being fucked up. Like, I was like, bro, if we can't win like that, we never do this shit. It's never gonna happen. So, yeah. All right, guys, we out of here. I hope you all have a good one. We see y'all tomorrow night if y'all want us to talk about something. My phone may have just died. Let's see. No, it didn't.